If you want to master your life, you must first master your mind. What's happening, everybody? Super excited to have you with me tonight. Do me a favor, in the chat bar, since I didn't get everybody, tell me where you're from, what you do. Are you a business owner, a service guy, you own a company, you're an executive? And why are you here? Why are you here tonight? What are you hoping to gain tonight from Mind Power? So I want to make sure I'm talking with you and not at you, because you could attend a whole lot of trainings where it's just like boom, boom. But I want interaction. And those of you, if some of you can turn on your cameras, unless you're naked, only turn it on for a split second so we don't know what we quite saw. Otherwise, be on camera with us. This way we get connected. Hey, what's happening? Tony, nice to see you. And Dwayne, what's going on? Erica, nice to see you. Danny, my man, Jim Clark, the rest of you, super excited. Make sure you got pen and paper. See some of you in Florida, business owner, Allentown, PA, accounting firm, Sydney, Australia, what's happening? Okay, I say we dig in. Now I got a great team here, everybody. I got my amazing, beautiful wife up there, Jennifer. Everybody type in the chat bar, hey, Jennifer. We've been together since we're 15, so she'll make sure I stay in whatever lines that's impossible to keep me in. We got my incredible son, Michael, on here. So everybody say, what's up, Michael? 23-year-old powerhouse. And also got one of our business partners on here, Aaron Hughes. So say, what's up, Aaron? And I got so many friends on here. What's up, my man? Who else we got here? Justin, what's going on? Steve, all right, let's dig in, everybody. We got some work to do here now. All right. Now, you know you're here. This is what we call Superhuman Mind, Superhuman Mind. And that's what we want to work on today. Now, if you're new to my world, can you type in new in the chat bar? Type in new. If you've been in my world for a while, well, then type in, like, how long have you been in my world? What's up, Dave? Nice to see you. Dwayne just says old school, baby. Long time. New, newbie, new. All right. I'm so glad to have so many of you new in the world. So before you judge the loud guy with the tattoos and the lion, why don't you just hang out for about 10 minutes? Then you can make a decision if you want to judge me, flip me the finger and be like, I'm out of here. Or if you're compelled a little bit to hang out the next 90 minutes and see if I could deliver something for you tonight. Maybe one or many things that, boom, create a shift. So let's rock and roll. Now, I know some of you are new, so you may not even know if you want the replay, but you probably already figured out that I move pretty quick. So I don't want you to ask me to slow down. I want you to speed up a little bit, but I also know, like, you can only move so fast taking notes. So if you want the replay, type in replay in the chat bar. Type in replay. And we're going to tell you exactly how to get this, everybody. Boom, right here. There you go. We'll put the link in the chat bar. Click the link now, or you can do the QR code. Join the group. It's free. We put value in there. We'll upload the training in the free group. It's for entrepreneurs and business owners. It's called Entrepreneur and Business Owner Millionaire Mastery. Why? Because we know that whatever you want to create starts in the mind first. So they'll keep putting the link in there. Click it, jump in. We'll make sure. Now answer the questions. They're simple. But if you don't answer the questions, then we're like, it's just another person that wants to come in and try selling us their, you know how they take hostage of your group. They want to sell their berry juice. I'm all about you selling your berry juice. Just ask me before you do that. And how many of you, and I'd love to just give back right away, how many of you have read the Mind Power book? If you have, type in Mind Power in the chat bar. I've written a whole bunch of books. You'll hear about them in a minute. I'm super proud about Mind Power because I did like 17 business books. And I believe this is the most important book. And if you think that the book's worth value, but don't bullshit me in the chat bar. And guys, my Italian comes out sometimes, so there might be some curse words. If you have small children, like relocate them. If the mild curse word bothers you, pray for me later tonight. I will be perfectly fine, I promise. But I want to make sure if you didn't get the book, we'll put the link in, get a free copy of the book. Get a free copy of the book. And if somebody wants me to mail you a book, tell me, I'll mail it. I'll cover the postage and everything for you. This book is serving so many people today. And I've been doing some speaking gigs around it. I spoke at Mark Evans' event. If anybody knows Mark Evans, he had like 300 something people. I just spoke at the shop, I think it was Shop Hackers event. There was 1,200 people. And just the other day, I spoke at Profit Con, which is Mike Michalowicz's event. If you don't know Mike Michalowicz, go look up his book, Profit First. He has a ton of them. And so I want to let you know what I've been speaking on today is a lot of mind power stuff. So get the book. All right. Here's what I want to tell you about this training. This is a life enhancement training, And what I learned about growing big business, and I'll show you what I did in business, is that if you want to grow anything in life, and everybody runs around telling you, right, Dave, they're like, 10X, man, you got to 10X this. And I believe in that too. Let me tell you what they're not telling you. I'll tell you what they're not telling you. You have to 20X yourself to 10X anything. Now, I didn't just figure that out. It took me 3 decades to figure it out. It's not like an old enlightenment. Like I'm telling you, like, oh man, guys, like for 30 years, I sat on top of the mountain with my Kung Fu beard. No, like I just figured it out the last couple of years, sitting there going, well, wait a minute. Like, what if there's something missing? What if there's something missing? How many of you read the book, Think and Grow Rich? Raise your hand. Think and Grow Rich, right? A whole bunch of you. I'm speaking at an event. There's 3,000 people there. I say to them, okay, I go, Dan, like, hey, who's read Think and Grow Rich? Boom, all the hands go up, badge of honor. I read it. And then I'm like, okay, but be transparent with me. If you're rich, what you consider rich, leave your hand up. Everyone hands go down. 99% of the hands go down. So I sit there going, wait a minute. Is it the wrong book, wrong person, the wrong thinking? So what I want to do is enhance some of this thinking for you today, okay? Now, here's a quick little disclaimer for you guys. One, you should do your own due diligence, right? So whatever I say, check with your blood-sucking attorneys, financial advisors, medical professionals. I am here just to give you insight. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how to do, or when to do it, okay? And also, I don't guarantee any results. But I do have a massive results disclaimer there, okay? Food Dog Group only provides insight. You apply it, therefore, Food Dog Group is not responsible for your massive success and growth in all areas of life. And I want you to have growth today. Now, as I read through these, I want you to tell me if you could relate, because there's a lot going on in the world. How many of you in the world you could relate, like there's a lot going on in your family? Type in family in the chat bar, right? Or what about this one? Economic uncertainty. You should all be scared about 2023. That's a small part of the population that's willing to be scared. Those of us that are not willing to be scared, okay? Everybody, like, hold your hands out. Ready, Dan? All of you? Hank, hold your hands out like this. Okay, we're not scared because all the opportunities falling right in our hands in 2023. All right, but there is uncertainty for people who don't know how to become, boom, certain. Okay, then there's work and there's employee shortages, right? There's all kinds of crazy news stories going on every day. There's money questions, relationship chaos. Okay, now wait, before you answer this one, okay, make sure your relationship's not in the room. Can you relate to relationship chaos? Type in chaos, but not, Dan, put your hand down, man. Like, you can't do it with the relationship in the room because then you got to attend our relationship webinar that we do, right? Or there's a little family chaos. Yeah, this picks up into the holidays, you know, with the Thanksgiving and the drama and stuff, and some health chaos, right? We still like, man, second round of this COVID stuff. I had a second round like less than a month ago. What's the deal? What's the deal, right? Now, here's where it started for me. For all of you that are new in my world, this is me. Okay, that's me. I'm an electrician by trade. That's my business partner, Rob. This is me when I was probably about 16. This is me bidding jobs, and there's me and my beautiful wife there on our wedding day, which was a very long time ago, but we don't really even count that day because we've been together since we're 15. And I figured out some stuff. It's the only reason why you're here, right? How many of you have children? Type in children in the chat bar. Like, I figured out like how to grow business and have a family, right? My son's on here, so if I'm saying anything you don't agree with, he's going to tag in. But if he agrees in, maybe he'll tag in too. Like, I know what it's like to be just juggling things. They say I was ordering pizza here. I'm pretty sure I was ordering parts for a job. I've also done a whole lot of thinking and been on stage with some really, really badass people, really smart people that I've invested in because I've learned that in order to grow, you need to be around people that stretch you, And I learned how to create some really powerful energy over time by studying the power of the mind, the body, the energy, the spirit, and everything in between. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just telling you, like, my wife and I, we live our best life ever. Like, we live down the Jersey Shore. It's great. We're not going for much walks the last couple of days. The wind is anybody else have massive like wind and rain? Or are you in if you're in a really sunny part of the world, type in sunny so we could all like feel sunny thoughts. But like, this took effort, time, thinking, and a lot of very brave moves, everybody. Sunny. Yeah, there you go. Aaron, it's sunny by you now? Sunny. Okay, married 36, dated 6. Awesome. Awesome, everybody. And here's what I built. Now, don't worry about it. I'm not here so you could go like, oh, high five, Mike, so proud of you. I'm not here for you to tell me congratulations. I'm here because what I'm teaching is what I went back in time and figured out, oh, this is what got me here. I built this company called Gold Medal Service. I built it to $32 million a year, 200 employees, 165 trucks, double-digit profit. And then I sold that thing in 2017. Signed my name and walked away. Not because I didn't love it. It was fun. I was doing great. It was amazing. I was making a lot of money. I didn't have an office there. Thing was running itself. Didn't mean I didn't deal with occasional like craziness, but I needed to change an industry that took me to this. The next empire that I built was to change a service industry. And so that was called CEO Warrior. If you're familiar with CEO Warrior, type in CEO or Warrior in the chat bar. And we built that because I wanted to change an industry. Because I was tired of telling everybody how great it was for me while they were suffering. And I believe my fingerprints have created more decamillionaires in the last 24 months than most people out there. Because I think we're going to be hitting like 23 or 24 decamillionaires that have been influenced through that training. But it didn't just happen overnight. Like, I did a whole bunch of things. And why you're here is I want you to relate, like, because you're sitting here, some of you are new, like, why should I listen to Mike? What does he know? Well, don't listen, just entertain for a minute that maybe what I'm going to teach you makes a little bit of sense. Like, I'm in a relationship for 3 decades, martial arts for 3 decades. Who's in martial arts? Type in martial arts in the chat bar. If not, if you watch, Cobra Kai, that counts, right? Strike first, strike fast. I'll give you one for that. All right, we got some martial artists in here. Any military on here? We got any military warriors with us today? Martial arts. All right, give a big kudos. There we go. Some military. Everybody say thank you for your service. I'm honored. It's the reason why we can sit here and feel safe doing this today. I'm building businesses, right, for 3 decades, and I'm helping people through mind blocks for 3 decades. I authored 18 books. My most proud book is this one right here, Mind Power. And also, I've been on stage with some really, really amazing people. And this is what I do today. This is what my wife, my son, Aaron, this is what we do today. We run a company called Food Dog Group. Food Dog Group, or these are food dogs. Boom, right there. Here's the lion dogs. And we enhance people because what I found out was when you make people superhuman, they then can get superhuman results. They can. And this is just from our event we just ran, which was a really incredible event where we helped people level up. And I have another company too that I'm building, which is called Business Forward. This is where we take equity in companies and we help them exit in 3 to 5 years for legacy style wealth. If anybody's ever interested in that, feel free to just check out that page. My team will dump it in the chat bar. Thank you, Christina. What's happening? Partner with Mike A, or if you know anybody that's looking for a world-class partner, I'll be upfront. I do have some restrictions in different types of service industries, but if I can help you, I will. And if I can't, I will send you to someone that can help you. Okay. And just so you could be aligned, because one, you're helping us fulfill this. So thank you. We're on our way to impact 1 million people or more in 100 countries or more in a decade or less. And just at that last event, somebody said, you know, we're starting to impact the children and the grandchildren. And these are going to be the people that are going to change the world. So on a future training, if it's appropriate, if you have teenager or above, maybe bring them this training or let them watch the replay if it makes sense. And I've been around, right? Here's some smart people. Here's Kevin Harrington. He's one of the original from Shark Tanks. I mean, he's a brilliant, brilliant guy. If you know Kevin, type in Kevin in the chat bar. And I like what he said, because when we went over what we're doing, he said, you know, they cracked the code, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire. We have Kevin coming on to talk to our group in a couple weeks in a one-on-one, a private environment where we're going to talk to him about how he thinks about things, which is going to be cool. And Jay Abraham, if you know this guy, type in Jay in the chat bar, right? One of the highest paid consultants on earth, brilliant guy. I love what he said. He said, Food Dog Group is transforming individual enrichment from the inside out. Yeah. So we're very proud of that, but let's dig into the meat of it. If you're ready to dig in and start learning some stuff that we could apply right now today, type in boom in the chat bar. Type in boom in the chat bar. Now, identity, you know, you reached a certain level in life, and then all of a sudden, you created this identity that you have. You have an identity, right? It's the combination of all your experiences and everything you went through that led you to this moment in time. And if you want to grow larger, you need to expand into a new identity. This has been so key for me. And do me a favor, as I say something that hits you, strikes you, empowers you, makes you think, or just pisses you off, tell me in the chat bar, like, boom, or man, that I got to change that, or I have to shift, right? Because I remember, if you go back, and I'll share some of my identities, right? My first identity was a kid that was on his own too young. So my identity was one of survival and struggle, right? And then when I started a service company, and then I was the identity of a small electrical contracting business. Now, how many of you run a small type company? Type in small in the chat bar. Type in small if you run a small type business. Yeah, right? And the fact is, I set you up for the kill, so I'm sorry. Small company is small identity is small thinking. I said this to somebody. I said to him, I said, hey, I run a small electrical company. The guy went, whoa, 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 whoa. He said, no, you run a progressively growing electrical contracting business. And I went, boom, that's who I am today. That's who I am today. But then I had lawsuits, and then my identity was someone who was getting sued, and I took on a victim identity. If you could relate to being in a victim identity, like, oh, the inflation, the gas, the economy, the president, the cost of food. This is all victim identity, poverty identity, scarcity identity. So if you take this map, and feel free to take a picture, or you could get it off the recording. If you start looking at, like, you're here and your future's here, but wait a minute, here you got scarcity, right? And here is lack. Oh, I don't have my identity. I'm hearing one of the biggest identities ever. It's like, no one wants to work. There's not enough people. There's over 8 billion people. There's no lack of people. There's only lack of your power to attract people that actually trust you enough and want to get their ass off the couch and come work for you. If you become more powerful, they will become more willing. Let me say it again. You guys got me all cranked up tonight. If you become more powerful, they will become more willing. I guarantee, like, if I started a service company and needed 150 guys, I guarantee I will not struggle to get them fast. I won't, because I will fight for their livelihood. I will punch a hole in the market, and I will help drive them to their desired results, their dreams that they want. You need to become the change you desire of the world. Let me say it again. You need to become the change you desire in the world. All right. Can I get a big boom in the chat bar? Are we off? Are we off to the races here? Are we off to the races? Because identity is the number one thing, shift, change, that when that happens and you stop thinking of person of struggle and small business and there's tons of competition, and you step into an identity of execution, strategic moves, right? Tactical thinking, all of a sudden everything changes. There's no lack of opportunity, everybody. There's no lack of opportunity. Maybe if I remember, I have a little diagram, maybe I'll share it or I'll put it in the next training of how much opportunity there is in the world. Now, once you have that, you have to understand number 2 superpower is we got to shatter the obstacle that's holding you back. All right, be transparent with me, okay? What is an obstacle, a limiting belief that's holding you back? We're friends here. There's no judgments here, okay? What is something that's holding you back? Because as you grow, you'll discover that you reach a certain point and then struggle to move past that point, right? They are your limiting beliefs, okay? That you've been programmed with. Right? Money doesn't grow on trees. You got to struggle. I mean, is there really no employees, or everybody's telling you that and you chose to believe it? You have to break through these beliefs to expand into a new identity. So Jacob says nothing now. So let me tell all of you something. When you think you don't have an obstacle, that means you're already at your desired outcome or you got an obstacle. Okay? You're there. You're stuck somewhere inside the limiting belief, because it's like you get to 100 million and you're like, I don't have a limiting belief. Okay, why are you not at 500 million? Why are you not at 1 billion? Why didn't you change the world? Why are you not at the exact desired health you want? Oh, no, it's not because I don't have a limiting belief. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, is that a limiting belief? And you don't just change it. They don't just like flip like that. First, you have to identify and be willing to accept it, right? Deborah says money, cash flow, right? So what's the limiting belief? It's not cash flow, because you could build a company with no money. I mean, crap. I mean, how much did the guy that made a pet rock make? Everybody, like, how much did he make? He took a rock, colored it into a face and sold it. And some of you probably bought it for your kids, called a pet rock. You could have told your kid, go in the backyard, here's a marker, go decorate your own rock, right? It doesn't take money to make money, and you don't need money to make money. It takes a belief system and an identity to create legacy wealth, if that's what you're doing. It takes an identity and a belief system to create optimized health. It takes an identity. Let's talk about the relationship identity. How many of you, just be transparent if you're willing to, entertain us all. How many of you, your relationship identity is based off of your parents' relationship identity? I mean, good or not good, right? If your dad was aggressive and loud and didn't care about your mom, you probably don't care about your wife at that level, because you're just a model of the past. Write that down, everybody. You're just a model of the past. And until you identify that and go, I love when people tell me, they go, You don't know my relationship. She's a bitch. She's this, she's that. And I go, oh, because you're none of those. She's demanding. You're never demanding. She's mean. You're never mean. Right? Until you can look at your own beliefs and say, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's me. Then you could start to peel that sucker back. Then you could peel it back. If you're ready for number 3, type in 3. And if you're getting value, type in value in the chat bar. I'm giving you what I peeled back and looked at, like why I was building a company from under $1 million to 32 million in less than 10 years. And that was good then, but not based on how you could do it today. Man, we had yellow pages back then. Come on now, really? We had newspaper. We didn't have the ability to, we had beepers. I mean, how many of you are from the days of like newspaper marketing, yellow pages, beepers, Commodore 64 computer, right? Like, okay, that was old school toughness. Today, you could pick up this phone, deliver a message to like people all over the world at the speed of light. Come on. What I did is not impressive in today's world. Might have been impressive then, but not today. Today, you could create anything you desire. Let's go for number 3, everybody. Okay, thinking bigger. A lot of people think bigger and then they're like, you know, some people just dream of a comfortable life without any challenges. If you're in this training, you probably don't want a life like that. But does your vision inspire you enough, empower you enough to make you hunger to keep going and not stop? So many people make it think like, oh, I'll get your ass going. I'll punch you in the face a few times. You'll move forward. You don't have to do that. You can't punch someone's mind. Only they can punch their own mind. The bigger the vision, the bigger the life. Create a massive vision for yourself that excites you every day, that you stop living this Monday to Friday life. Write this quote down and tell me in the chat bar what you think about it. If you have to go on vacation, you're not living a vacation. Let me say it again. If you have to go on vacation, you're not living a vacation. Now, people say, oh, well, Mike, living a vacation's like sitting in Florida or sitting on the beach. Is it that? Is it that? Or is a vacation, you love what you're, I am living a vacation right now doing this for you tonight. This is my top value. Well, actually, it's my learn, create, teach. It's my 3rd top value. It's my 3rd one, teaching. As long as I fall within those 3, I'm living a vacation style life. I could be doing this on Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, 9 o'clock at night, and it's amazing. I love it. If you're calling things work, you better figure out either how to redefine it or get the hell away from it. Redefine it or get away from it. And if you don't have that passion, that love, that energy to do it, like you should, if you're traveling, you should want to do it. Be on a roller coaster and be literally doing it because you love it that much. Now you have to have your family aligned, right? Now look, over here, growth, is it bigger than you are today? Right? Is it bigger than you are today? Like what you want? And challenge is, does it stretch you? I remember, like someone said to me, this was interesting. They said to me, hey, did you ever think, Steve, they said this, did you ever think you'd build a company of 32 million? I said, well, how do you think I built it? You could only build what you could see and believe. You could only build what you could see and believe, right, Danny? But so many people are consumed by so much other information and things and direct, like they never get the one thing to unlock inside of them. They never get the one thing to unlock inside of them. When you unlock it, you will create a movement. You will create emotion. You will create something that is moving and pulling you instead of you forcing yourself forward. Okay, write this one down. Ready, Scott Bidwell? Your greatest future is already built. It's waiting for you to catch up. Okay? You got that, Danny? You got this, Steve? All right, Dan, your greatest future is already built. It's there, as big as you want it. It's waiting for you to catch up to it. And to catch up with it, you got to get rid of your excuses. You got to you have to shift your identity. You have to shift it. You have to change your belief systems. And then service here, right? Service is, are you changing generations? I believe you, okay, you don't have to accept this, have a responsibility to grow, to expand, to build, to create, to drive, to change the generations. You need to be bigger to be a model for everyone else. Okay, tell me, be truthful with me, because I have no judgments, only curiosity and to serve you tonight. How many of you are playing too, add the F word in there, small? How many of you are playing too small? Come on. And is it serving you, your legacy, your future, your children by playing that? See, the minute you could say, I'm playing too small, you then can start to entertain playing bigger. Let's go for number 4, everyone. I got a lot I want to cover with you. If you're getting value, give me a big old boom in the chat bar, because I'm not here just to entertain. I'm here to create impact for you. All right. Getting laser focused. Many people create a vision that inspires them, but they quickly lose excitement for that vision, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to sell this thing and I'm going to become a millionaire, and all of a sudden, blah, they fade away. If you want to build momentum, you need to stay so laser focused on one massive inspiring goal. It's the difference between, a lot of people are trying to buckshot, right? Or bird shot out there and catch something instead of a laser sight. Instead of a laser sight. This superpower is identifying a crystal clear vision and then reminding yourself daily to stick with it. To the point, I'll give you one of my secret tips. It rubs off. I have a black marker here. Okay, Dan, I got a black marker here. Every morning after I shower and I come in here, I take the black marker and I write on my arm right here so I could see it all day, exactly where I'm going. 1 million people or more in a decade or less in 100 countries or more. Boom. Sometimes I write all the way up my arm. Now, good news that I didn't tattoo that, because I'd be crossing lines out of everything I accomplished, right? Now, there's something said about taking a marker and taking that intention and writing it down. Writing it down. It creates, oh, look, this marker is like falling. Better get a new one. Clearly, I'm being aggressive when I'm writing it because it's like crushed and stuff. I'm going to have to change that one out. Okay. You have you, and you have your vision that you believe in, that you can't wait. And then you want to drive forward towards that, not distracted like a lot of people get here. The art of focus is the art of removal. Remove and gain more focus. I watch people are so distracted by things instead of focused on the thing that they know is empowering them, strengthening them, growing them daily. How do I know this? Because I was that too. I was that too. Someone actually came, I hired a consultant. I've hired a lot of people. I'm not saying this brag, but like, I'm like probably, man, I'm probably pushing almost 3 million in my own education last 15, 18 years. No joke. I can show you. I'm not saying it to brag. Look, if I told you you could build, 2 empires and the amount of wealth, and all you had to do is spend 3 million, you'd find 3 million tomorrow, right? You'd find it tomorrow. But I had a consultant one time come and I said to him, I'm just paying you to watch me. Just watch me. Like 30 minutes in, he goes, man, what are you doing? You're on the phone, you're hitting the computer, you're talking to people here. He's like, you got no focused boundaries. Your mind has not been trained to laser sight on your vision. If you can relate, type in relate. If you can relate to this, you have to train your mind. People go, no, you don't understand. My mind's all over. Da, da, da. I said, no. You trained your mind over time to be all over. You trained it. You didn't realize you were training. You did. You also can train it to be laser focused. I know that because I've trained in Daituru Aikido Jiu-Jitsu, Shorin Karate, all the Okinawa weapons, Taruwaza Kenjutsu, which is live sword. And I remember, well, the sword's on the wall. I'll just use this knife here. I remember taking that sword and my instructor saying, what are you thinking? Where is your mind? They call it the mind of no mind. He said, you can control your mind. You just forgot how to, and you trained yourself not to. So we have to get laser focused. Without laser focus, well, everything else starts to fall away. You can't, it becomes your identity. It becomes your, and if you know that an identity of laser focus would really serve you in your future, give me a big old boom in all caps in the chat bar, everybody. Give me a boom in all caps. Okay, let's go for number 5 here. You guys are doing, you're doing amazing. Let's pause here a minute. Why I take a drink, which one of these superpowers is sticking out for you right now? Like, which one of them are you like, I need identity, or I need focus? Like, which one of these is popping out for you? Or I need to think bigger, or I need to challenge my limiting beliefs. Tell me in the chat bar, what's resonating with you right now? Identity. Yeah. Focus. Limiting beliefs. Think bigger. I need all of them. I get it. I did too. And the thing is, when you're in a world where someone's challenging you, guiding you, showing you how to think bigger than execute on bigger, everything changes. I remember, let me share an identity. And please, I know there's so many people you could be listening to. I'm honored you're here with me tonight at 7:40 or whatever time it is where you're at. So when I share things, no, I'm not one of these guys, like, I'm not shoving in your face and bragging, but I remember my identity was my dad. He paid off his mortgage in his home. It was mortgage free, I think, when he was 30 something years old. And I remember when I learned about that, I was like, wow, 30 something years old, he owns this house and the property. I was like, this is really good. And then my identity, when I heard that, said, I want to pay off. I want to be debt free. And I'm not saying you should be or shouldn't be or good or bad. I'm just telling you my story. I wanted to be debt free for me and my wife by the time I was 28. And we've been debt free since we're 28. Now I'm level 52 now. Don't say 52 years old to anybody. You're level 52 by design. If you're level 52 or whatever level, you should be faster, quicker, smarter, stronger, and tougher than you've ever been. What level are you in the chat bar? And you can lie, because nobody may not even know you enough to know you're lying. So what level are you running at? 48, 60, 38, right? If you don't feel you're more powerful, smarter, quicker, can create bigger than ever, then we have to get your ass aligned. It looks like a lot of us are in the same. Yeah, my wife's going to be, yeah, she's almost level 52 this weekend, this Sunday. 59. I love that, Tony. I love that. Tony, we know each other. You know that, right? I don't know if you know that. We know each other. Okay, here we go. Superpower number 5, impact. And Tony, I hope, Tony's been in my world a while. We know each other probably from a decade ago. We haven't been in touch for a decade. But Tony, I'm hoping you see my progress in myself from who you knew back then today. If not, just be like, you're full of shit, Mike. It's okay. All right, number 5, impact. You don't have to live in solitary confinement. If you want to grow your life and business, it starts with impacting others. But don't impact others till you impact yourself. I watch this with people all the time. They go out there, they're like, oh, I'm a coach. I'm like, your life is completely in disarray. What are you coaching, man? Fix yourself, build yourself, empower yourself. Because if you don't, you'll help others at the sacrifice of yourself. And then you'll end up having a fatigue. Can anybody relate to this? You're so focused at serving everyone else, you hurt yourself. You don't want to do that. But I know you want impact. So you have to create internal impact, mind impact, body impact. When you do this, you then will end up in your future, if by design, if by identity, if by removing beliefs, you'll become what I call a catalytic impactor. These are people that they're doing things, they're making things, and now they're shifting the world. They're creating incredible within space and time. I mean, they're making magic out there. But impact is something you have to desire. You have to want to find it in yourself. You got to want to remove the resistance that keeps you from impacting yourself. Can you create impact within yourself with a whole bunch of nonsense stories going on? Oh, I was beaten, I was bullied, you don't know where I lived, and I had no food, and I lived in my car. No. You can't create impact with poor stories that are pulling you back. Now, if you change the story and you use that for fuel, the impact goes faster. Impact goes faster. All right. I hope it's okay. I'm going to give you guys a little invitation if it fits any of you, and then we'll keep going into more contact, only because I have a couple spots left. I have, and if you're coming to it, type in impact in the chat bar. I have a training coming up October 22nd and 23rd, live in New Jersey. It's only for about 25, 30 people max. You see this place? I rented a 300-person lecture hall in a huge building just for this, okay? And this is all about overcoming your limitations, pretty much unlocking. Imagine like you walk in the door who you are and you leave Iron Man. That's what this is like. So it's going to be challenging. It's going to be breakthrough. We're going to remove limiting beliefs. We're going to put it, even though it's called Speak Your Impact, this is not a speaker training. This is not stand on stage and make sure your hand's this way and your chin is up and hold your fingers this way. It's not that. It's about unlocking something inside of you that's dormant, that's ready to come out and literally explode. Now, I don't care if the impact is because you have to step up as a father or in your relationship or as a mother, or you have a story to tell from your past and you want to go to market. I watch these people today, these podcasts, and these people speaking, and like they speak a story, but there's no impact. There's no shift. There's no dynamite coming out of them. You don't feel the energy off of their mind and their soul. You don't feel it because they don't know how to unlock it. And I figured it out through my own struggles and challenges and journey. So if any of you are interested in that, boom, right here, you can reach out and send that email. It is for people that want to play a bigger game, okay? It's 2 days, just so you know. It's a Saturday and Sunday. We go from 9 in the morning till about 10 at night or until I'm done. Anybody that's been in my world knows I don't end until I'm finished. The next day will end about 6. We have training to do before you come and training after. So this is a total immersion where I'm going to unlock people so that you can start doing bigger things, think bigger, feel bigger, okay? And create bigger. All right. If anybody's interested, you also could type in interested in the chat bar. My team will pick it up. You see, there's a whole bunch of amazing people in the chat bar that are attending. Scott, I will not be doing this one again, as far as I know. I have other stuff that's going to come up in the future, but I don't have intentions as of this time to do Speaker Impact again. All right, let's go to this, everybody. Superpower number 6. You got to elevate everything, okay? I already told you and shared with you, you must 20x yourself. Now, let me share it through my own dilemma. See this career here, right here? This is where I was putting the majority of my focus. I thought my delusion was if I learned marketing and sales and operations and systems, my life would be amazing. I would create wealth, and with wealth, I would have happiness, right? Okay, well, that's not exactly what I had. What I had was over here, as I was building, I was not paying attention to my relationship. And write a note, everybody, if in your relationship, if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. Okay, it's a fact. If you're not growing together, you're growing apart. I know that because it was happening to me and my wife. You know, when the big D word comes out, you know shit's not going right, right? And we didn't know it then. It wasn't a her thing, a me thing. It was an us situation we had to do. And then we started to figure out, wait a minute, we've been focusing, especially me, I've been focusing in that one area and neglecting the rest of these. I'm going to give you the secret sauce of all secret sauce right now. It is the reason I've been able to create exactly what I created. Focusing in the 9/10ths here and getting that, growing a business, and I don't mean to offend anybody, is extremely simple. It's extremely simple. When you're aligned with everything else, you're aligned with your presence, your spirituality, or whatever you believe in, you're aligned with your growth and learning, your relationship, you're aligned with your family and your community. When you're aligned and whole there, growing a business, easy. It's easy. When you're in one part of the pie and neglecting the rest, oh man, you feel like things are crushing down on you. And if you can relate, type in relate in the chat bar. See, I built this here in a way, and I studied a whole lot of people, and this concept of life wheel is probably not a new concept for some of you. You might have seen life wheels before. You only seen this life wheel if you've been in my world. You know why? Because most people have 10 on the outside and 1 on the inside. We have 10 on the inside for a reason. You can't create anything on the outside until you create it on the inside. So if you're whole on the inside with your relationship, your friends, your community, right? Your fun and recreation, your health, if you're whole deep inside of you, well, then you're whole on the outside and you could create it. That's what makes this very, very different than any other life wheel. And the other thing is people talk about making it completely balanced, but they don't understand it's very lopsided in most entrepreneurs' lives and owners' lives because they're trying to focus in the career so much to bring in money and wealth and pay bills that they neglect the rest, and it just pulls everything down. If this makes a lot of sense, can you just say like big boom and what's hitting you here right now? Now we call this the stoplight wheel system for a reason, is because when we work with our clients, we tell them, if you go in the yellow, you run towards us. Because you know what, Dan? If you go in the red, you're heading towards dead, right? If you're in the red on your relationship, that sucker's about to die. So we're like, when you hit yellow and it's rocky ocean, rocky weather, run towards us and let us share how to get these things back on track. Let me see what's coming here. Okay, let me share this before we go here. I want to give you a big enlightenment that I have. This is a huge enlightenment. It just happened the last probably year now. I started to think back, you know, I had 200 employees work for me. And I kept thinking back in the beginning when I had like 30, 40, 50 employees and what happened with them. And did you ever have a good employee turn into a bad employee? Tell me in the chat bar, did that ever happen for you? Like they're real good, then they're no good? And I started to study this, Deborah, and I found out that most good employees that turn into not good employees is because their life spirals out of control. I'm giving you a secret of all secret sauces right now. Their life spirals out of control. I don't know what it is. It's either their relationship, their health, and then things fall within that, like the turmoil in their brain. It creates addictions and stuff everywhere in between. So I started to focus on my employees and said to them when I hired them, is it okay if I help you create a better life and then business will just become easier, your career? And then I had 200 employees. They didn't leave. They loved it. One of them actually just left. He just told me the other day to start his own business. He's there 18 years. 18 years. So when you think about this type of stuff, it's the same thing for clients. No matter what you do for a living and who you do it for, how does a good client turn into a difficult client? Their life spirals out of control. Now that I know that, if we could keep the life wheels on the bus, Oh, that bus can go anywhere you want. That bus could turn into a monster truck. It could get you wealth. It can make you live a life that feels like a vacation life. So you don't have to go, oh, I got to go on vacation. All right, let's go for number 7, everyone. You can achieve more than you think. Yeah. Do you come home at the end of the day to collapse on the couch and watch TV? I mean, why do people seem to have endless energy, some people, while others struggle to get through an 8-hour shift? You're probably thinking, Mike, you probably drank a couple Red Bulls. No, I didn't even eat dinner yet. My wife and I, just happens with the training and everything we had to do before, we didn't even eat dinner yet. Okay. Energy levels is something you create inside your mind and your body follows. You create it inside your mind and your body follows by choosing to live at a higher level of energy. Now, people don't want to teach you about energy. They want to teach you how to take things to get energy. That's why they're giving you every jolt of caffeine. And I'm not telling you should stop do this. I don't do any caffeine. I never drank coffee, but I used to do unsweetened iced teas, which was caffeine. And I've been on, it's probably 15 years for me. No gluten, 15 years by choice, because I rather live for longevity and endless energy and power and strength than to live in fatigue and struggle. And if you know you have something pulling down your energy, no matter what it is, tell me in the chat bar, what is it? What's pulling down your energy? And if you need something to influence your energy in the morning, because when you wake up, you're not like, oh, let's do it. I'm very excited when I wake up. My wife always knows I'm probably going to say something inappropriate, but like, I'm always excited to slap my wife's ass during the day. Like, I'm always excited to hold her, right? Like, I am excited to wake up every morning. Now, she may not want me to get up every morning like that, but that's how I get up in the morning, right? So you can achieve more than you think, but can you achieve it all, everybody? Can you achieve it if you don't change your identity? Answer in the chat bar for me. Can you? Can't achieve it. I mean, I look at the identities that I was given and how it affected how I thought. You're just an electrician. You're just a vocational school graduate. You're just a tattooed guy that's been on his own for a really long time. They don't even say the deck stacked against you. They just assume you'll become nothing. They talk to you like there's nothing to build, nothing to become. But when you get hunger and you get really excited and everything else I talked about tonight, and you start executing on this, what's possible? Tell me in the chat bar what's possible when you know exactly how to align these things. Anything's possible. The only limitation is the limitation, not that you put on yourself, that you built within yourself. Some by design, some by default, right? If you want to create an incredible life, everybody, do it by design. Most people are doing it by default. Now, look, I chose, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to test it out, see how it works. I'm going to invite anybody who wants a breakthrough session with me. So if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, and if you want to connect on a one-on-one call, and you want to talk about like how I can help you and what I have going on, there's a link there they're going to put in the chat bar. Now, I got a lot going on, so I'm just telling you, I'm going to be a little selective on this. And don't click that link unless you're ready to take action and really do something. Because if you're full of excuses, then I'm not going to be a good fit, because I don't have that small violin playing My Heart Bleeds for you. I just don't have that in me. I have the ability for people who are willing to step up. I mean, I went back in time and I remember when I made a decision to grow the company, the service company, I took out an Amex card. I don't even know why they let us put so much on it. I bought a $30-something thousand software system. Today, you could get them as a couple $100 a month. People complain about it's pathetic. Back then, you had to buy the whole software system. They didn't have all these monthly license things like this, right? I went in the yellow pages for like 30 something thousand, throwing it on Amex, only had 2 trucks, didn't know I was doing thing, hiring people I didn't even know where I was going to get the work from. I jumped off a cliff, right? And 2 things were going to happen. When you jump, right, you either land on the other side or you crush on the ground. But at least if you crush on the ground, you know you gave it your best shot and you could do it again. How many people have you known, maybe not you, that just don't take a chance on themselves? Tell me in the chat bar, how many don't take a chance on themselves? I mean, I remember, like, I invested in Jay Abraham, highest paid consultant on earth, and man, does he make a good living. It was way outside my parameters of what I thought was possible until I made it fucking possible. Until I made it possible, right? Under whatever it takes. You know, diamond gets created under pressure. You have to be willing for the pressure. So if any of you are interested in that, take that. Here's the last slide, okay? If you want to master your life, you must first master your mind, okay? If you want to master your life, you have to master your mind, and not enough people are working on mastering their mind. Now, what I want to do here is I want to show you this little this diagram, because I said I would show it. Those of you that are not on camera, maybe turn it on so I can see your face if it's appropriate. Kelly, what's happening? Becky, hey Sherry, what's going on? All right, nice to see all of you. It's cool. Let me show you this thing. I tripped across this the other day, and I'm going to share it with you as you think of what's possible for you. And the only way you could get to this is you have to grow to get to this. I was looking at this thing the other day. Can you see this? This is the 100 trillion world economy. Look at this. 25.3 trillion in the United States. You guys tell me in the chat bar, what restricts you today from having anything you desire in life? Like, what is the restriction? Tell me in the chat bar. What is restricting you? My mind? Yeah. And is it your mind or the ability to go to get, Mike, you're in my world, so we're working on mind, right? A lot of people don't want to invest to help change or shift their mind. Hey, Jason Kirby, you were on the phone before, so I didn't want to call you out and make it weird on the other line. Limiting beliefs. Yeah, great. Now to finish up, if any of you have a question you want me to answer in the chat bar, type it in. Otherwise, we'll finish this off. I'm super honored to have you here. If you're interested in Speaker Impact, there's a couple more spots for that. That thing's closing out. It's going to be incredible. It will be life-changing. I know a lot of people that hit me up that wanted to come. They have all kinds of reasons. They're going here and there. And I look and I go, are you going where will make the biggest change? People are going where they're not getting the biggest change. Thank you for that, Mike. Any questions at all? Otherwise, I'll count 3, 2, 1, and we will be out, everybody. Nice to see you, Christina. Denise, what's happening? All right. We're going to call it, everybody. Super honored to have you with me tonight. I will see you on the next one, hopefully in the training in a couple weeks. Boom.